Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. So it's like really raining hard here, and I thought, you know what? I just saw that my friend was doing a live. I thought, let me do a live stream because I'm going to talk to you guys about things that I do when it's raining outside and things that I do to try and keep my mind busy and keep me from like lapsing or thinking about drugs and alcohol, because I know that when I first got sober, it was, I would, wait, I'm trying to, I know a lot of you guys are either early on in your recovery or maybe you're struggling, and I wanted to share with you guys some things that I do to keep my mind focused on sobriety and to keep my mind out of negativity and all that kind of stuff. So I've been sober for 3 years, and I got sober July 13th of 2015, and I'm on Suboxone for opiate use disorder. I'll probably be on Suboxone for a couple more years, just because I have really been starting to like go to therapy and stuff and address some of the mental health aspects and stuff that I've got going on there. And being on Suboxone is like a way to balance me out along with my antidepressants. So I'll probably stay on it for another year and a half or so, and then I'm going to start tapering down. But when I first got sober, because, you know, my drugs of choice were IV methamphetamine, IV roxicodone, and Xanax, and then I drank a lot. But when I first got sober, I struggled with thinking about using a lot. And so I had to find new ways to cope with and to change my thinking. And I want to share with you guys what I would do in the beginning and what helped me stay sober and not go out and relapse on meth or cocaine or Xanax or alcohol. Because I know a lot of people will say, well, you're on Suboxone, so, you know, they think because I'm on Suboxone that keeps me sober. But it's actually the direct opposite. You know, a lot of the times when an addict is on medically assisted treatment, a lot of the times that will almost kind of give them, it will almost trigger their craving to use, because they have an opioid being entered into their system. For some reason, it just doesn't do that to me, and it actually helps with my cravings. But it helps with my cravings just for opiates, not for other drugs. So anyway, now that I've got that out of the way, when I first got sober, the reoccurring thing that would happen is when I would go to sleep at night, I would have the worst using dreams. And I'm talking about dreams that were so vivid that when I would wake up, I would think I had used. Say hi.
Hi.
So I would wake up and I would be like, oh my God, did I just do something? You know, and it would be scary because, you know, I knew that if I had, then I was not going to be good.
Is this a video so I can be in it?
Yeah, you can be in it. It's okay. Hi.
I'm butt face.
You are butt face.
And you're butt face. I mean, you're pee-pee diarrhea butt face.
Pee-pee diarrhea butt?
Pee-pee diarrhea butt face.
This is my beautiful son. So.
And this is my beautiful mom.
Oh, thanks, kiddo. Stop, Nate. So when I first got sober, I had a 4-year-old. Well, he was 2 back then. 2-year-old running around. So the added stress of having a child and just being new to recovery was like, oh, you guys, it was so hard. And I really want to start focusing on sharing that aspect with you guys, because I know that, you know, as moms that are in recovery, a lot of the times other moms will shame us because we were, you know, had addiction issues or had alcoholism. And there's no issue, you know, being a mother is like the best thing in the whole wide world, but it's also really, really hard, you guys. It's a lot of work to raise little humans into good people, you know, and it's probably one of the most challenging things I've ever done in my whole entire life. And I really hold myself to a strict, like I want to be the best mom. You know what I mean? Like I'm always trying to do better than I did the day before with my son. And I really work hard on trying to like teach him to be a good person and to care about people no matter what their skin color is. And yeah, that's important to me, you know? So I know that whenever I first got sober, I didn't have a lot of connections with other sober moms. So it almost made me feel like I was all alone. Like, how was I going to stay sober if I couldn't connect with other moms that were sober too? Because my friends that were in recovery, that they didn't have kids. So they couldn't relate to my struggles. They couldn't relate to the guilt I felt because of the things that happened when I was in my active addiction. They couldn't understand what it was like to have to discipline a child that you hadn't seen in 6 months because they hadn't been with you. They've been in DHS. Yeah.
Can you come downstairs so I can go outside?
Yeah. It was the hardest thing, you guys, to learn how to discipline my son and hold him accountable, even though I had this mom guilt, for not being there when I was sick and not in my addiction. What was that? Nate?
Mommy, this is so much.
What was it?
Let's go downstairs and so much.
Okay, come on.
Wait. Are you going to come and do something?
So,
Right here.
Nate, not those shoes. Those will get. So mom guilt is a real thing, and it's hard. So I would wake up from these using dreams. I'm talking heart beating real fast, almost just like feeling like I had just done it. And I would call my sponsor and I would say, I just had a using dream. Am I, is there something wrong with me? Why am I thinking about, drugs? They almost ruined my life. But it was like, my brain was healing itself. My brain was, hey, go grab your black and red tennis shoes from in front of the door and I'll put them on you. My brain was healing from all the times that I had been using drugs for so long. And that's kind of part of the process in the beginning when you first get sober. It's almost like your subconscious is thinking about it. It's crazy.
Find my other shoes so I take these.
Okay, Nate, these are sandals. Okay, whatever.
Well, I can't have.
Where are you going? Why? It's raining. Huh? Because what?
I don't know.
You just want to go out there and see the rain, huh? Go. Make sure you don't bring no wetness. You wipe your feet on this thing when you come back in. Okay? All right. Sorry, guys. All right. So, after I kind of realized, hey, using dreams will pass, and I was like, okay, I'm not using, so it's all right. Then what would happen was I would be driving or walking or just in a neighborhood where I used to use, and I would get so freaked out, you guys. It was almost like I felt like my dealer was fixing to drive up and be like, hey, girl. I had that reoccurring flashback, traumatic, guys, that my dealer was going to run into me at Kroger, and I was going to be face to face with my Xanax dealer, my Roxy dealer. And then what was I going to do? Was I going to ask him for pills? Was I going to, beg him to front me some? Because I had no idea. I knew that I was powerless over drugs and alcohol. I know that putting myself in that position around people that were using or drinking was absolutely not a good idea. So I didn't do it. But I always felt like I was going to run into somebody that I used to get by from or use with. So I talked about it. I would talk about how I was feeling all the time. I would always talk to my mom or my sponsor or my friends about, that I was thinking about it or that it came into my mind. And I'll tell you one thing. There's this part in the big book where it talks about how we're so powerless that when we're in our addiction, when we're in active addiction, we're so powerless over our substance, the abuse, the substance that we abuse. We're so powerless over it that we cannot bring into our mind with sufficient enough force the memory of last week when we got pulled over and put in jail. Or a month ago when we were in the coma for 7 days because we overdosed on heroin, you know. We could sit there and bang our heads into the wall trying to remember, but what will happen is our brain only remembers the good feelings. Our brain only remembers, oh yeah, that euphoria, that good stuff. And so it's almost like your brain's working against you when you're in early recovery, because all you can think about is how great it felt to get high and how much relief you got from it, you know? But again, like reaching out to other people that were sober and talking about how I felt and what I was feeling in my mind and what I was thinking was the thing that helped me the most. Then I started getting into action. I started friends and going and just socializing with other people that were in recovery and being around them and being around other sober people and talking about the recovery life. That really helped me a lot also, because I needed to learn how to hang out with regular people. I needed to learn how to socialize with people that weren't getting high, which was a big change for me. Love you too. And then next came action. And when I finally took that action and worked the steps, and you're going to like have God come down from the heavens and then touch your head and you're going to be cured from your addiction. Because that's not it. But it was like this new God consciousness, this conscious contact with my higher power, and this new awareness of myself and how my actions affected other people and how I hurt and harmed myself and others. And whenever I can't even explain it to you guys how it's real, like being a better person, trying to do things, it's so much hard to. I got your cheese sticks, Nate. Woo, those are hot. And that action got me used to living that life of recovery. It got me used to, you know, practicing and learning about my disease and learning how that I needed to treat it, how I could take care of it. And because as long as I'm treating my disease and I'm, you know, taking the medicine, like praying, meditating, going to meetings, calling my sponsor, talking to other people in recovery, reading the big book, those are my medications to fight off my disease. As long as I'm fighting off my disease, I can keep it in remission and I won't have to have a relapse. Nate, what are you doing? What, bub? Oh, hold on, guys. Are you wet? Yeah. Oh, my God. How'd you get so wet?
Because I
Come on.
swam all the way over there.
You swam over there. Well, come on. Let's get you right up. What? Okay. Let me give you the towel. Arms up. And I got your key stick. Where's Onyx time? You want to take a bath? Take off those pants. You want to take a bath? Let me get off the phone here. All right, you guys. Those are just some pointers. I love y'all. Talk to you later. Peace.